Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. Since Christmas is right around the corner, I am taking comment suggestions and starting a bunch of new what ifs over the course of this month, which will probably continue throughout the year. This one is, what if future Trunks was like Vegeta, and was suggested by Governor Byett, I hope I pronounced that right. As always, I'd like to remind you guys to subscribe if you haven't already, it really does help me out. I'm also on Patreon, so if you want to support my content, that is the best place. You'll get your chosen name featured in every video while you're subscribed to Super Tier or higher. Thank you very much. So, let's crack on. This one stood out to me as one I haven't really seen before. I've seen a bunch about Gohan and Goku, but never this one. So, we begin our long story after the cyborg's destructive rampage has begun. Rather than being a reserved and heroic boy, like the Trunks in our timeline, this Trunks seems to have a little too much Vegeta in him. From the age of 4, maybe even earlier than that, Trunks has been training himself in remote areas, trying to master his power. He's never had a chance to fight the cyborgs, but he knows how powerful they are. Someone as cunning and prideful as Vegeta would definitely want to be stronger than them by any means necessary. This pushes Trunks to focus on his own intense training, not caring much about the population of the Earth. Trunks' dramatic increase in power would of course draw Gohan's attention. Gohan would take Trunks under his wing, as always, but this Trunks adapts to Gohan's harsh training much faster. This Trunks would want to be the strongest, and possibly even resent Gohan for being that much stronger than him. Years pass, and Trunks' frustration has grown immeasurably. He's getting closer, but Gohan is still so far above him. It's infuriating. So infuriating that during an especially brutal training session, something inside Trunks snaps. His hair turns golden and stands on end, and his rage brings him to the level of Super Saiyan. Gohan is very proud of his student, and now he says they can both get some decent training in. More time passes before the two half Saiyans find Cyborgs 17 and 18 at an amusement park. Gohan is stronger this time around. I feel like seeing Trunks' brutal Vegeta side on full display would mellow him out a little bit more as well. Gohan wouldn't want to become a brutal warrior, and I think seeing Trunks behaving that way would remind him to be kind and to be true to himself as well. As a result, the mental block Gohan has imposed on himself has almost faded to nothing. Gohan's Super Saiyan form seems to be almost equal to number 17, before 17 reveals that they weren't using their full power. Gohan and Trunks managed to escape with difficulty this time. This is because they're both a lot stronger than in canon, and Trunks wasn't unconscious this time around. Trunks, however, is still devastated by this loss. This was his first real battle, and he was sent running. He flies away, and Gohan knows better than to chase him. Gohan instead works on a method of training he's been neglecting, something that Mr. Piccolo would have done. He would train his mind. This would accomplish two things. Gohan would become aware after some time that Super Saiyan isn't the pinnacle of power, that there is something more there, something he could train himself to tap into. But also it would give him a level of control over his power and his emotions, meaning that he wouldn't fly into a rage every time he saw the cyborgs. Meanwhile, without access to a gravity chamber and without knowledge of the Room of Spirit and Time, Trunks can't close the gap between himself and Gohan, no matter how much he trains. This infuriates Trunks and pushes him further into his training and further away from his mother. Tensions between Bulma and Trunks have been high for a while, but that was mostly because she's worried about him. Now she full-on shouts at him, telling him that he's being ridiculous and that there are better ways to get stronger, and that if he were half the Saiyan that Gohan was, he would know that. Trunks gets angry and spits back that Gohan is weak and he will become stronger than him in no time. Bulma then tells Trunks that the key to getting stronger isn't to train himself to death, but to have something to fight for, like Goku and Gohan. And that at the end, Vegeta even realised that, as her eyes well up with tears. Trunks goes quiet for a moment, and simply apologises before flying away. Many months pass before Gohan and Trunks cross paths again. Trunks has taken his mother's advice on board. He's taken some time out from his constant training to spend time with and try and reconnect with his mother. They've been working on a secret project, a time machine. Trunks is confident they won't need it, but resolves to work on it just in case. He's a lot calmer than the last time the two met, and he has a firm focus on what he wants. to be the strongest, the right way. Gohan has also taken the time out to reconnect with his mother, who he hadn't seen in many years. He feels more at peace with himself and has long since stopped blaming himself for what happened to Piccolo and the others. He has resolved to fight for what he has left and to bring hope to the future. This calmer Gohan is much more capable as a fighter. Without his self-imposed mental block and all the guilt and pressure he felt previously, this Gohan has learned how to control his power better than ever. He is on the cusp of going beyond Super Saiyan. He can feel it. Gohan and Trunks spend their spare time training together, helping each other to become stronger. Of course, Trunks' idea of training is like Vegeta's, full power grudge matches. Obviously, this means that once they both recover, they get to take advantage of Zenkais, although without Senzu beans this does take longer than usual. Both Saiyans are far stronger than their original counterparts when they next meet the cyborgs. I'd say at this point Gohan is equal to number 17, while Trunks is only a little further behind. He's more than strong enough to give 18 the runaround, if nothing else. Gohan and number 17 fight one-on-one for a long time before Trunks is knocked away and number 18 joins in. Gohan doesn't die here though. He manages to cling on to life even after being hit by the full force of both cyborgs and their combo attacks. Luckily, the last Senzu Bean, which in canon was used on Trunks earlier, is still available to him. Once number 17 and 18 are gone, Gohan eats the bean and makes a full recovery. He gets a good Zenkai from that battle, making him stronger than number 17 and 18 individually. Trunks also makes a full recovery, gaining his own Zenkai, though not as large as Gohan's. Upon hearing about the time machine from Trunks, Gohan decides that they should both help gather materials and finish building it together. That way, even if they defeat the cyborgs, they can go back in time and change things, maybe even find a way to save their friends. Trunks agrees to this, but not before stating that he doesn't need Gohan's help. 3 years of relative quiet and intense training pass, and the time machine is almost ready. Gohan and Bulma are working on fueling while waiting for Trunks to bring the last components. As he arrives and drops off the parts, the cyborgs are spotted in a nearby city. Confident that this is the time to end things, Gohan and Trunks blast off towards the city. Gohan and Trunks both power up to grade 2, and without much trouble they completely destroy the cyborgs. Gohan taking out number 17 with a Kamehameha, and Trunks finishing number 18 with a burning attack. The threat to the future timeline is vanquished, and for now at least, peace descends upon the planet at last. Gohan and Trunks return to Capsule Corp, and once the time machine is complete, Trunks disappears into the past to deliver the heart medicine and prevent Goku's death. And that's where we'll leave things for right now. So, what do you guys think? How will things change in the main timeline now that Trunks is stronger? And how will Gohan's survival and rivalry with Trunks affect the future timeline going forward? Tune in next time to find out. I hope you guys enjoyed this new What If, and if you did, please feel free to drop me a like and subscribe. And as always, I will see you in the next one.